Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kirby's Epic Yarn playthrough. Here we are in Waterland. So, we are going to be dealing with lots of beach levels, lots of underwater levels. It's all going to be quite fun. But first off, we begin in Splash Beach, which has a really adorable, well, maybe not adorable, but really fun little gimmick. I mean, at the minute it's all night time and it's quiet and really quite sweet. I mean, you have all of these enemies, so you have Bopper Clods, which were those the fellas with the life preserver, which is just adorable. You have the Saw Guilds, which are the little, well, the fishes with the saws on their nose. We just had a little snip snap there. Just the little yellow snaky thingy, which will certainly be used quite brilliantly in a later level. But in the meantime, we are waking up the sun! And, oh! We get the absolutely wonderful music for Splash Beach. Just, it's so upbeat! It's great! I mean, I think the main thing that I really like about this song is that it's got a little bit of the oh, what's the instrument? Well, it's not got any metal drums in it, but it's got the same feel as songs which have that in them, and it's just really cool. I mean, the level does have some slightly frustrating things. In fact, you've got this constant rising and falling water level, which will certainly be useful for you, because it's the only way that you're going to get certain optional secrets. But it can also screw you over quite dramatically. I mean, like that. I mean, I don't know whether those particular ones fade away, but it was just like, oh, please don't run out of time, please don't run out of time. Thankfully I didn't, but it could have gone badly wrong. But, I mean, I have to say, Waterland has got some really awesome water levels in it. Like, sometimes you can get a little bit bored by water levels because they end up being slower or particularly frustrating because of generally rising and falling water levels. That's pretty much the general trope that you always get when it comes to these types of levels. But Waterland does some different things, and actually, for the most part, these levels are really fast paced. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Because I remember playing through everything and just thinking, oh, this world feels shorter than all of the others, and that's why I got a little bit confused not too long ago. Just because it's really short. I mean, in terms of its length, it's only like about 51 minutes. And as a point of comparison, Grassland took me about an hour. Hotland... Oh, Hotland apparently only actually took me 46 minutes, so Waterland is actually technically longer. But it just felt really, really short. And then Treatland took me about an hour as well, so, I mean, it's not too far off how everything goes, but it was just a surprise how short it felt. I mean, to be fair to Waterland, the final few worlds are also about the same length, really. So it's certainly not an outlier in terms of its length, but it just feels much more fast-paced, which is really odd for a water level. Well, a water world, it just doesn't really happen. Because, I mean, in this part alone, we are clearing 3 levels out. I think part of the reason Waterland feels as short as it does is because all of the levels are pretty short. I think in Hotland, which is technically shorter, the levels were longer, or at least some of the levels were longer, and that was the kicker, is that it felt like you were in the levels for a greater amount of time. Although, to be fair, I think part of the reason Waterland ended up taking me as long as it did is because of a certain really difficult level, which we will be getting to, don't you worry. In the meantime, we get just another really, really wonderful little level. And I believe, because I was not paying any attention whatsoever, I believe this is Blub Blub Ocean, which is going to introduce us to our next Metamortex transformation, which is going to be great fun. So, I mean, in terms of enemies that you're going to face, so you've already seen the Sawgills. You're also going to meet these Jelly Juniors, which are going to try and electrocute you. There's also the Blippers, which are the fish. Yep, the fish with the goggles, which are really quite cool. And then you're also going to be meeting some anemones, which are going to try and absolutely murder you, and they are slightly terrifying to face down, but it's all a case of positioning with those things. Yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of fighting against currents in this. Oh, there's the anemones. I mean, they look so happy. It's kind of upsetting that they are desperately trying to murder you. But I suppose we can't be friends with everyone. It's just the way the world is. So we have to obliterate them with Sawgills. But here we go! Our Metamortex transformation into a dolphin! And oh, it's so much fun! Because you can charge forward and just, oh, it's wonderful. These are some of the best water controls ever. Also, I mean, just look at that, you can jump out of the water like a dolphin because you're a dolphin. It's just like, oh my god. And you are going to need to learn how to do that to get quite a few of the treasures throughout any dolphin stages, because they are going to require you to master leaping out of the air. They're also going to require you to master another skill, but that's not going to be for a while yet. Also, because we're a dolphin, we can apparently ride up waterfalls. I mean, I suppose you can teach, like, dugong and so on and so forth, waterfall in the Pokemon games. And I know dugong isn't a dolphin, but I don't think we've actually had an official dolphin Pokemon yet. So, dugong's probably the closest thing we have, I say. Hopefully not being a complete div. And I am actually right in that. We have never had a dolphin Pokemon. We've had whales, we've had whatever Gorbis and Huntail are. We've had like Lantern and Chinchou. We've had all sorts, but no dolphins. Well, we'll have to see whether Sun and Moon finally breaks that trend. I mean, it should, considering, you know, it's set in a tropical place, but... well, it's set in Hawaii, obviously. Oh, here's the thing that I was actually talking about. So, we have some balls, and to, I think, get the treasure, or get something or other, what you need to do is get these balls onto your nose and throw them. Which is rather fun. I can't remember exactly how you do it. I think you have to press... there's a button or other that you have to press. And... it's just like... it's just so adorable. So adorable, I think, is pretty much my go-to phrase for this game, because, I mean, I'm not wrong. Yeah, the dolphin is easily one of the god tier transformations. It's just so much fun to play as. It's ridiculous. And, oh, we only got 2 stars. Boo. I mean, the way that you want to be playing this wheel is that you want to be grabbing it pretty much just as you get into the 5-star at the top. So, because it takes pretty much one full spin before it'll stop. So you can pretty consistently get that 5-star, but sometimes you just get the timing a little bit off and you're just like, whatever. Oh, hello, Whale Lord. I was just speaking about Pokemon like you. So, we have our next level, Secret Island, which we are going to go straight into. Just gotta be very careful not to accidentally try and re-enter the level that we've just finished. Because you can do that, because pressing up enters the level, and, yeah, you seem to recall... in a few levels' time, I certainly got messed around with that. I'm just like, oh, really? No! Don't go back in! Just let me continue, please! Don't do this to me! Now, I am not the biggest fan of Secret Island. I like the rest of the levels in Waterland for the most part. Secret Island, not so much, because it fits into that whole being a little bit too big for its own good. And also has moments like that, where you can easily screw yourself out of getting one of the collectibles. And you're just like, why? Why are you doing this to me? But it can't be helped. You just have to deal with these things, really. I mean, I have to say, I have no idea where I'm going right now, because I'm just missing all the stuff that I want to be picking up. It's just like, what are you doing past me? You want to be pulling the button so that you can get to the treasure chest. Obviously. Get it sorted. I mean, I suppose the level's got its pros and cons, because I mean, it's got the whole interesting thing of going into the foreground and the background, something that got majorly used in Kirby Triple Deluxe, and I'm pretty sure is also majorly used in Kirby Planet Robobot, which, as of recording this commentary, comes out like June 10th, and I suspect that, well, I know that by the time this part comes out, Kirby Planet Robobot will have been released in stores, so hopefully it's good. Because Triple Deluxe was an excellent game, as was Return to Dreamland / Kirby's Adventure Wii. I mean, they have been on a roll with the mainstay Kirby titles. So I'm sure Planet Robobot will be another excellent addition. But yeah, part of me wonders whether Epic Yarn was the instigator for that gameplay idea. I mean, it would be nice to think that a spin-off of the Kirby franchise inspired something within the main series, but then it could just as easily have been Donkey Kong Country Returns. Although, I just need to check my dates on that, because, I mean, so Donkey Kong Country Returns was 2010, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, because that's what it'll be coming up with on Wikipedia, came out 2011, so yeah, I mean, it's either going to be Donkey Kong Country Returns or Epic Yarn that inspired the transition. Although, that said, Epic Yarn came out a year before Kirby's Return to Dreamland did, so they would have been in development simultaneously. So, pretty much the same with Donkey Kong Country Returns, but there'd certainly probably be more of a case for Triple Deluxe, because Triple Deluxe didn't come out until 2014, so there's definitely enough time for that to have, that inspiration to have taken place. But I honestly cannot remember the level designs in Kirby's Adventure Wii, so Now this is a slightly clever puzzle. Essentially you need to make sure that you destroy all of the blocks from the left hand side first, and then go and destroy the undercurrent last, otherwise you are not going to be able to get that bit of the bonus wheel, because the blocks won't fall far enough and you will completely screw yourself over. Also, I was just like, oh, no, 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 no. Want my crystal star, please. Don't do this to me, please. But I saved it. We are all good. And I was just like, do I want to risk this? Because that is a bottomless pit. And then just thought, oh, you know what? Sod it. And it's enough to get me the gold rank, so it was certainly worth it in the end. It's just a shame that I then went and lost it all. Because that damn red button! B thing, damn you! Either way, we get this rather fun little section where you've got to use these... I actually don't know what these things are. Like, I want to say sort of dinosaur bird things, but they're not really birds. But then, well, I mean, I suppose they are sort of birds in terms of, like, the tail and sort of having wings and, like, they're flying, but it's really difficult to figure out what they are, because they've not got beaks. They look like they have got feathers, though, so... and the feet look sort of vaguely birdish. Although maybe they're ducks swimming upside down, because the sort of the beaks are on top. I really don't know. Those enemy... well, they're not enemies, those platform creatures confuse me. But either way, that is the secret island done and dusted. Next time, we are going to finish off Waterland, and it's going to be a blast. Almost quite literally.